morning, friends. I am Sachin Ketkar from Department of English, MS University, Baroda, and I have with me my friend Dr. Anil Kapoor from RHH Patel Mahila College, Vijapur, Mehsana, and we are going to talk about the distinction between short story and the novel as two narrative forms. And this discussion will be very helpful for you to understand novel and short story as forms that you are studying at your undergrad level college curriculum. So we are going to start now, and we'll first read out the intentions and the objectives of today's discussion, and we will also simplify many of the concepts that we are going to use in our discussion. So let's have a look at the first slide where we'll be talking about the purpose, the objective behind our discussion. So let's have a look at the first slide.
Well, good morning, Sachin.
Good morning.
Anything should start with an objective, and the first thing is that the students at the undergraduate level should be aware of the different genres that they are studying, and short story and novel being two genres that use narrative form are many a times misunderstood because both use story as a basic, let's say, ingredient in it.
Right.
And so today, as we'll be discussing, the students will come to know more about what a short story is. They'll come to know what a novel is. They'll again come to know as to what are the characteristics that define and distinguish these two literary genres. And at the same time, they'll also know about various writers and the works that have contributed to the development of both these forms.
Yeah. So the objectives of the presentations are you will be able to better understand the notions of genre, narrative, fiction, the short story and the novel. You will be able to tell the similarity and difference between a short story and a novel, and you will be able to learn about important writers and texts in the course of this discussion. So let's have a look at the next slide where we'll start looking at these two forms in a greater detail. So let's have a look at the next slide.
The novel and the short story are two most popular literary genres. The word genre or genre comes from the French, originally Latin word for kind or class. The term widely used in rhetoric, literary theory, media theory, and more recently linguistics to refer to distinctive type of a text. This means that genre refers to a type of text.
Anil, what is interesting is the term genre and the pronunciation of the term genre, and we have seen that students confuse how to pronounce the word genre, and we have got two acceptable ways of pronouncing the word genre. One is genre as a British way of pronouncing, and there is genre. So there are American and British pronunciation of the same term, and the term implies class, what we can say in Gujarati as a prakar of text. The text might be a film one, or it might be the oral one, or it might be a written printed one. The type or prakar is what genre implies. So short story and novel are two genres. So let's have a closer look at what do we mean by narrative. We have heard this word often. Narrative is a story that is created in a constructive format as a work of speech, writing, song, film, television, video games, photography, or theater. And it describes a sequence of fictional or non-fictional event. So narrative is basically a story, Anil.
Oh yes, or we could even say it's the progression of the story as the story develops, as the story moves. The other thing which becomes very important is that within a short story or a novel, you have both a story and the plot.
Right.
There's a very minor difference between the two, but many a time students in a way get confused between the two.
Right.
A story tells us about the progression, that is what happened next. That is, if I could give you an example, once there was a king and there was a queen, the king died and then the queen died.
Right.
Now there's this progression. This is a story. But then if you're talking about a plot, you could say that once there was a king and a queen, the king died, and the queen died because of the grief of the king's death, which means that it gives you a reason, a cause and effect Plot generally talks about cause and effect, whereas a story talks about a progression as to what happened next.
I think this is a very interesting example given by E.M. Foster that you are
Yes.
telling. It's in his very famous theoretical work called Aspects of Novel, where he distinguishes between a story and plot. What do you mean by plot? So story implies just sequence, while plot implies cause-effect relationship between two events. Let's have a look at the next slide. Fiction.
The form of any narrative or informative work that deals in part or in whole with the information or events that are not factual but rather imaginary, that is invented by the author.
So the most important part of fiction is that it is different from factual narrative, or it's very different from informative narrative. So fiction implies imaginary or invented story. It's something like what we call kalpanik, and it's invention of author's own imagination. And so fiction is a very important term that we should keep in mind while we look at both fictional forms, short story and the novel. So let's have a look at the next slide where we look into the forms. Fiction versus non-fiction.
So fiction also refers to the theoretical, cinematic and musical work. Fiction contrasts with non-fiction, which deals exclusively with factual or at least actual functions or facts, events, descriptions, like you find in the histories or you find in the biographies.
Yeah, so Anil, fictional and non-fictional distinction is very important. Fiction is kalpanic and non-fictional would include works like travelogues, biographical works, autobiographies, which are assumed to be factual. They may or may not be factual, but at the same time, the readers as well as writers assume that this is not imaginary, but something which has really happened. So that's on the other hand, novels or short story which are fictional are purely imaginary. They have not actually happened, and the people are not real people in the sense that you meet them on the street.
But at the same time, if it could be added, we could say that even though it is a fiction, it's not true, but then it should be lifelike. That is, the reader should be able to associate the story with incidents that he sees around or that he has experienced. Or the characters again should look or seem to be like the characters he has known in real life, or they should seem to be lifelike characters, so that he can associate with those incidents.
Right. The whole very idea of resemblance or similarity with actual life and a fictional work, imaginary work, is often called mimesis by theorists. So mimesis is a very important aspect of fiction. Let's have a look at the next slide where we look at the term short story.
The term short story tells us that it is a narrative story and that it is short. So short story means a short piece of narrative.
However, short is a relative term. For example, consider sentences like my brother is shorter than me, but I am shorter than my friend. So word short is a very relative term. We cannot really define what is short, and it can be only understood in relation to other forms of prose narratives like novel, the novella, the novelette, or flash fiction. And all these divisions are largely in terms of the length of it, length of a narrative. How short is short or how long is long is a difficult question. You cannot really pin down that this is short and this is long, because it's in relation to something that we call something as long and short. And that is a real confusion for many students, because they often think novel is a longer version of a short story. The distinction can be, I think, Anil, very fruitfully compared to T20, 2020 game,
yes,
and a test match. Two different forms of same game. Let's have a look at the next slide. The short story. The American Heritage Dictionary of English Language defines short story as a short piece of prose fiction, having few characters and aiming at unity of effect.
This definition, Sachin, very clearly tells us that it's not always about length.
Yeah.
Because when you're talking about a short story, the short story compresses the entire incident in such a way that it discusses only one plot or one character at a time. It does not encompass the entire social, let's say, canvas at the same
Right.
time that a novel can do. And it talks about incidents or characters in a given situation, and it completes the entire story in that, let's say, very short span of time.
Right.
You could even say that a short story should be so short that it could be read in one sitting.
Yeah.
That could be one of the,
Yeah.
let's say, ways of looking at it.
That is one of the definitions which Edgar Allan Poe, whom we are going to look at more closely in the course of our discussion, defines short story as. But very interesting thing about this discussion is the idea of unity of effect and impression. That there is some singular impression that short story conveys, unlike a novel, which has, as you rightly pointed out, a wide range of characters, incidents, and a larger canvas that the novel has. So that's a very important point that you mentioned. Let's have a look at the next slide here. Yeah.
Okay, because of the shorter length, a short story usually focuses on one plot, one main character, with a few additional minor characters and one central theme, whereas a novel can tackle multiple plots and themes with a variety of prominent characters.
Yeah. So that's the distinction we discuss right now.
Yes, and Sachin, if you could exemplify as to what are, let's say, minor characters and major characters, because it's going to benefit the students of undergraduate.
Right.
So if you could tell them more about what are, let's say, major characters and minor characters, and
Yeah.
what does single plot and multiple plot
Yeah.
mean?
Very interesting. Actually, novels usually consist of multiple plots. There is one main plot, and there is a subplot or minor plot, and the protagonists and the main characters of the main plot are the main characters, and the minor plots revolve around minor characters. So a novel usually is divided into major characters and minor characters. If you consider an example like, say, Wuthering Heights, very famous novel by Emily Bronte, then the main characters are Catherine and Heathcliff. These are the main characters. At the same time, there are narrators like Nellie Dean, and these are minor characters who tell the story. So there is a plot story of Heathcliff and Catherine, and on the other hand, there are other minor characters. So a novel may have multiple plots and stories and multiple characters.
And again, as you mentioned E.M. Foster before, E.M. Foster divides them into flat character and
Yeah.
a round character. A round character, a major character, is a character who develops with the story, or the
Right.
story develops with him.
Right.
Whereas the minor character is a character that generally remains at the same stage from the
Right.
beginning of the story to the very end.
Right.
Uh,
Exactly. The round character, as you rightly pointed out, is about transformation and change that occurs in the main characters. And flat characters would be the characters which remain untransformed throughout the storyline. So that's a very important thing. Let's look at the slide that where we'll discuss the history of the short story. William Boyd, in A Short History of Short Story, notes the short story had always existed as an informal oral tradition. But until the mass middle class literacy of the 19th century arrived in the West and the magazine and periodical market was invented to service the new reading public's desires and preferences, there had been no real publishing forum for a piece of short fiction in the 5 to 50 pages range. So William Boyd, you can say, Anil, is focusing on the sociology and the anthropology of the evolution of short story, and he is talking about the origins of short story, and he says that the earliest versions of short story would be the oral tradition, Kanthastha Parampara, like we have in Panchatantra, and the folklore.
Okay.
These are the oral traditions that we had. But only with the rise of rise of middle class literacy, when people were able to read and write and they had leisure to read and write, there was this rise in periodical market. Periodicals are journals, literary journals, newspapers, etc. When they were actually prominent in the culture, there then arose the platform for a short version of a story, printed written short story to emerge as a literary form. So you can see that it's in 19th century that short story really arrives, the modern short story. So you can actually contrast modern short story with the folk and oral short story.
Sure, Sachin, because all of us like to listen to stories, and from our early childhood, we have been listening to stories. And even our ancestors, from let's say a long time, ever since they started socializing, and probably ever since the invention of language, they must have told stories to each other.
Yeah.
But at the same time, story as a literary form
Yeah.
could not develop as, until the society was, let's say, literate enough, or until the society needed such stories to read during their leisure, as you
Right.
mentioned.
Right.
So again, a literary story as a form of, let's say, art, or as a form of literature, developed because of these social needs.
Exactly.
Whereas the oral tradition has been with us for a very long time.
Yeah.
Even in, let's say, 7th century, it was said that Kadambari can be seen as, let's say, a series of stories, or even the Persian form of Dastan
Yeah. Exactly.
may be seen as, let's say, stories.
Right.
But then the modern short story is, let's say, a way ahead, more developed, and more artistic, in a theoretical sense of the
Right.
word.
Very true. So these are very important aspects about how social changes actually impact literary forms and their origins and their transformation in the form. So short story, the contemporary modern short story, emerged out of social changes of 19th century. Let's have a look at the next slide, where William Boyd talks about the early short story in the West, and he says that Walter Scott's short story, The Two Drovers, published in the Chronicles of the Canongate in 1827, is the first modern short story. The emphasis is on the word modern short story, as distinguished from the oral and the folk short story. Scott influenced George Eliot and Thomas Hardy in Britain, Balzac in France, Pushkin and Turgenev in Russia, and Fenimore Cooper and Hawthorne in America. These writers in turn influenced Flaubert, Maupassant in France, Anton Chekhov in Russia, Poe and Melville in America. So we have an entire history of short story forms in Britain, Russia, America, France, and we see that this is a very popular form handled by some of the masters of fiction like Hardy, Eliot, Balzac, Pushkin, Hawthorne, Flaubert, Maupassant, and of course Anton Chekhov, who is one of the most influential